honestly don't know nothing about Delaware. It's just kind of like a highway state, but it's a lot of great history here. It's the first state, right? Yeah, this is where everybody ran away from slavery and settled in. I know one time I was riding through Delaware, and I always try to like figure out signs to figure out like what the demographics of the other areas, so I can, monitor like my safety levels. And it was like, it was like one block was like hometown hero, veterans, American flags, and then the next block it would be black people. And I was like, I don't know what's happening here. Like it's Neapolitan state. I don't know what flavor this neighborhood is. I'm gonna just go with it. I'm a nice person. It's all good. Anybody in their 30s out there? You said, I don't know what that was supposed to mean. I know, okay. All right, everybody 40 and up, 40, 50s. Okay. Okay. They like me not going to claim it, whoever. So it's beautiful to age. I enjoy aging. I'm gonna have to run off this stage to pee. There's a timer on my bladder, but I enjoy it. I think I started comedy a couple years ago. I had just gotten a divorce, and I figured that comedy was cheaper than therapy, so started, just wanted to do something that was just for me. You know what I mean? Something that was just for me. So post-divorce, I started like dating and stuff, and people say that dating in your 30s is ghetto. Do y'all agree, fellow people that's up and above? I actually, at least when I first started, I actually liked it because I'm a very like pragmatic person. I think when you're 30, it's just about logistics, and that's what I'm into. You know what I mean? It's just win where. I don't care about your favorite color. Are our schedules compatible? You know what I mean? That's all that really matters. I think dating is about, like, I think in order to be successful in dating, you just have to have a goal. You know what I mean? You have to date with intent. You know what I'm saying? My intent is to start a cult, okay? Everybody talk about having their rosters. My roster is based on skills. You get what I'm saying? So that we can start our own commune. That is my thing. I feel like my cult is going to be better than like them other cults that, it's like some old man impregnating 15-year-old girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, mine is just me and a couple guys. It's. I think it's cool. Thank you. This is my recruitment strategy. Anyway, don't nobody come talk to me. That's why I need to stop talking them jokes. But because that's where my mind is. That's where I'm focused at. People accuse me of being a conspiracy theorist. Any conspiracy theorists out there? Woo! Got a couple. It's all a conspiracy. I agree. And I feel like I've gotten accused of being a conspiracy theorist for very like matter of fact, like verifiable facts. They just might be uncovered facts. Like it's not even that big of a deal. I don't even say my real conspiracy theories out loud like that. But because y'all seem like a cool crowd, I wanted to share a couple with y'all. Okay. One of my conspiracy theories is that, like, that little kid YouTube content, like Coco Melon and stuff, I think it's like mind control mechanism, right? That that when Gen Alpha turns like 21, Daddy Finger is gonna come on, and then they all gonna get in formation for war or something like that. Like this is where I think it's going. So that's one. See, it's not that bad, right? I don't know. My other one is I think whoever is like trying to control reproductive health and like keep people from getting abortion and all that type of stuff, I think they're funded by magnums, okay? And the reason why I think that is not probably the obvious answer, but I think that magnums are like a terrible product. And I think they're intentionally terrible because they want to spread pestilence and disease. That's what I think. And I think, okay, so here's my thing, right? The average penis size is 5 inches, right? But if you go, they say who where, it's true. It's the average global size is 5 inches. But if you go to the drugstore and you go to the condom section, magnums are always sold out, and it doesn't make any sense. Okay? It's not matching the numbers. Alright? And I'm not a sizes. You know what I mean? I'm just an anti-delusionist. You need to stick with what you're working with. And I think people purposely get it so they can be like, it don't fit. Can't we just not use it? No, sir. I don't know your social security number. I need to be able to file for child support if anything happens. Anyway, so I want them off the shelves. And I'm starting a campaign. That's my political campaign. But if it's not off the shelves, then I want you to have to get a prescription and like a size verification card. And Magnum's got to be sold behind the counter. And you got to come with your ID and a size verification card to get them. But you still shouldn't get them because they're terrible. And so because they're terrible, I tend to usually carry around my own. And I had this guy tell me, he was like, why do you carry around condoms or whatever? And I was like, well, you over 30 years old, why don't you carry around condoms? And he was like, well, I don't go outside just expecting to have sex every day. And I looked at his bag, and that bag that he carries has a gun in it every day. And I said, sir, I said, I'm sure you don't plan on shooting somebody every day, but you have it just in case you need protection. Like, that's what makes sense, right? Another one of my conspiracy theories, no, you know what? I always forget. I said I was going to write down my conspiracy theories. One, I think white people are aliens. Hear me out. I just want you to think about white people's relationship with the world, and then I want you to think about your favorite alien movie, and it all tracks. That's all I gotta say. But for now, that's all I got. One time I told that joke, and I asked, it was a group full of white people, and I was like, just name some stuff that happens in an alien movie. And this white girl yelled out, abduction. And I was like, yeah, that's how my people got here. It made sense. Going back to dating real quick though, one thing I realized is kind of funny. when you dating in your mid to late 30s, because when you're in your 30s, you still kind of feel young, but you just starting to feel old, right? And you're not always aware of when these times happen. You get what I'm saying? So one thing I'm realizing is that now you're just old enough to be approached like you were old headed. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't know. You know what I mean? Like if you're a guy and you in your 30s and you dealing with some girl that's like 23, 24, and you think y'all vibing, and you don't realize she think you a sugar daddy. You weren't prepared for that. As a woman, you might just click with somebody, you don't realize they think you a cougar. Like, you don't know that. And the thing is, we're millennials, right? Like, those titles just don't hit the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up on oodles and noodles and hamburger helper. You get what I'm saying? So if you think you just gonna come over for a nice hot meal, you know, it don't. Like, we graduated at the fall of the economy, and it never quite picked up. So if you think you dating that 38-year-old man because he gonna pay your rent, it's not the same as other generations. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave on this. Another thing that I'm finding again as I get older is that, like, I just get annoyed by things that have nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? And I start to reflect on like my grandmother just watching people out her window and making comments about people. You know? And I'm just like, why she do that? And it's just like, it just hits you at a certain point that it's like, I gotta mind other people's business. So, where I live in Baltimore, I live in like this nice neighborhood that's like single family homes, older people of all different backgrounds, but like the street that rides through it is all drugs and prostitution, okay? And then like the peak prostitution time is 12 to 3, and that's PM, okay? It's lunch special pussy, that's what I call it. Just the neighborhood don't make no sense. So anyway, I'm gonna try to tell this story as quickly as possible. So one day, this lady of the night, or lady of the mid-afternoon, was walking down the street. And, you know, she had, and I should say, the thing that gets on my nerves, right? Because I believe, you know, with non-violent crimes and all that, I feel like people should be able to do what they want to do. But what get on my nerves is how I know they trick and how I know they prostitutes. And it's because their shoes don't fit, and it bothers me. And so, you know, invest in your business. Get some shoes that fit. But anyway, so she walking down the street in her shoes that don't fit, kind of like clunking about. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, they'll have wigs and stuff that's a little cocked to the side, clothes that's a little mismatched. And my youngest daughter, she's 6, and this woman was walking down the street, and she was like, oh, Mommy, she's so beautiful. Yeah, and I... You know, as a mother, like 3 thoughts ran through my head. So one thought was just like, oh, kids are so innocent. Like, she's seeing the beauty of everybody. Here I am judging this woman's shoes that don't fit. You know what I'm saying? And then my second thought was like, oh, some mom guilt. Because I'm like, I got them in this neighborhood where they're surrounded by this, and now they, you know, whatever. And then I looked at it, and I really looked at like the wig that was a little crazy, the makeup all over the place, the shoes that don't fit. And I was like, this is peak 6-year-old beauty standard. You know what I mean? Like when 6-year-olds really get themselves together, you know? They get the makeup all over the place, the wig that's a little crazy. They put on some heels that don't fit.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, all right. This is the second half of the show. My name is Major. I think I introduced myself to majority of y'all, didn't I? How y'all doing tonight? All right. My name is Major.